Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, especially to our graduates, to their family and friends, and also to the medical school staff and teachers joining the call today too. We've started a few minutes late due to so many people joining the call, and we wanted to give plenty of time to make sure you were able to do that in time. You'll also have noticed that we've played a video that was prepared and put together pre-COVID before we had to deal with things such as social distancing. So this graduation celebration is an opportunity for us to share this very special moment with you, to congratulate you on your achievements, and for us to recognise the contribution that you all will be making to the NHS within a few weeks' time. You'll hear from a number of medical school staff and your fellow graduates as we mark your achievements. I would like to firstly introduce some messages from our Vice-Chancellors, Professor Susan Lee of the University of Hull and Professor Charlie Jeffrey of the University of York, and following that a few words from Chris Long, Chief Executive of Hull University Teaching Hospitals NHS Trust, Peter Redding, who's the Chief Executive of North Lincolnshire and Goole NHS Foundation Trust, and Simon Moddett, the Chief Executive of York and Scarborough Teaching Hospitals NHS Foundation Trust.
As the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Hull, it gives me great pleasure to warmly congratulate each and every one of you today. All graduations are wonderful occasions, marking a huge milestone in a student's career. But this year, like last, graduation is taking place in the midst of a global pandemic. What you have achieved in training through the pandemic is remarkable. No doubt each of you has faced your own challenges, but you have come through those, and here you are today on the brink of new things. The significant role of science and medicine has been even more firmly established in the minds of the public, as well as politicians. The role of health professionals in saving lives, caring for the sick, showing compassion and kindness, and looking out for one another has always been critical. But this past 16 months has brought that into sharp relief. I would like to thank your family and friends who've supported you through your studies and enabled you to reach this point. But most importantly, I would like to thank you for being resilient and committed students, and for all the wonderful work you will do in the future. You should be immensely proud of yourselves. We are certainly immensely proud of you. So congratulations again, and all best wishes for a satisfying, successful and meaningful career.
Hello, I'm Charlie Jeffrey, Vice-Chancellor at the University of York. It's such a pleasure to be able to mark your achievement as graduates in the MBBS programme at the Hull York Medical School, and to offer you my congratulations on your graduation. Graduation ceremonies are one of the most special parts of my job. They mark the creativity, the energy, the passion, and the sheer hard work that you, our graduates, have put into your studies. This year, they mark something else too: your resilience and determination. It's not been easy to deal with all the disruptions COVID has brought to teaching and learning, to the accumulation of clinical practice, but also to the shared social experience of training in medicine. You rose to that challenge. I salute you for that, and for all the efforts you've made in the last years. Let me say on behalf of all my colleagues how proud of you we are, and I'm sure your family and friends are too. Normally at this point, at a physical graduation ceremony, we'd call on those who've taught and advised you, and on your family and friends, to summon up a raucous round of applause. So I hope that wherever you are, you're now engulfed by claps, cheers, whoops, and hollers of congratulation. Let me try for a moment to put your achievement into context. The University of York, and I know this applies too for the University of Hull, was set up for public good. Our students were not just to be technically proficient in their fields, but also to be able to apply their learning for the benefit of our society in the UK and internationally. And our research was intended not just to open up new knowledge, but also to apply that knowledge with and through its students for, I quote, the amelioration of human life and conditions. That clear sense of purpose in this most extraordinary year of years is all the more important. The pandemic we're living through has had a terrible impact, first and foremost on our health, but also our economies, the education of our young people, and much more. Many of those impacts have sharpened existing inequalities, both within countries and between richer and poorer parts of the world. We face, as a result, an enormous challenge of recovery and renewal. You are going to be absolutely at the heart of that challenge as you now move into the NHS or perhaps take your skills into healthcare practice elsewhere in the world. COVID's impact on our health will be felt for years to come, both as a direct consequence of the virus, but also indirectly as health system capacities in other areas are constrained. Without good health, our societies cannot flourish. You and your colleagues and other universities in the UK and around the world are collectively our precondition for successful recovery. You're the embodiment of that commitment to ameliorate human life and conditions. Thank you, and once again, many congratulations on your outstanding achievements.
Hello, my name's Chris Long and I'm Chief Executive at the Hull University Teaching Hospitals NHS Trust. I'd just like to congratulate you on completing 5 years of medical training and graduating. Really, really well done. And in particular, over this last year, where I know that many of you pitched in and helped with us to care for patients during this very, very challenging time. I suspect that none of you will see such a time again during your entire NHS careers, but I suspect also it will have given you a fantastic grounding and a fantastic preparation for work on the wards or work in general practice as your careers develop. So many congratulations, really, really well done, and thanks for everything. I'll look forward to seeing you around in the future. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Peter Redding. I'm the Chief Executive of Northern Lincolnshire and Goole Foundation Trust, and I'd like to begin by congratulating you on this milestone in your careers and in your lives, graduating from medical school. Well done. What a fabulous achievement to have come this far. And I'm sure you are very proud, and your friends and families are very proud of you as well. It's a great time to be graduating as a doctor and to be joining the health service. The last 18 months has, of course, been absolutely extraordinary, mostly in a terribly negative sense, of course, because of the pandemic. But I think it's highlighted just how important the health service is to this country and the people who work in that health service, and of course among those most particularly the medical staff in the health service. So to be joining the health service at this point as a doctor is probably about as exciting a time to be joining as it could be, although of course it is also a very challenging and demanding time. So once again, may I congratulate you on achieving this milestone in your careers and in your lives, and wish you all the very best for the future. And I hope that some of you will come and work in our hospitals on the South Bank. We would love to welcome you there. Take care and well done.
Hello, I'm Simon Morritt, Chief Executive of York and Scarborough Teaching Hospitals NHS Foundation Trust. I'm delighted to join you today to acknowledge the great work you have done and to offer my congratulations to you all as you continue your journey to become exceptional doctors. Junior doctors are some of the unsung heroes of healthcare, and you join the medical profession at a time when it has never needed its doctors more than it does today. As a doctor, you will get the opportunity to do amazing things for many people. While the journey may seem long and hard at the beginning, with perseverance and dedication, the rewards will last a lifetime. I am personally and professionally proud of our partnership with Hull York Medical School, which has a strong reputation for its work and pursuit of excellence. Their combined strengths in scientific research and patient-centred care ensures that students graduate with the skills and attributes required to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Our role in that partnership is to provide the education and training and invaluable clinical experience across a range of areas to help develop our future doctors. As such, I know that you are well prepared, and I'm confident that you are all graduating with the skills, knowledge and commitment required to make a lasting positive impact on healthcare in our region and beyond. I extend to all the class of 2021 my very best wishes on behalf of our education and clinical supervisors, clinical teams and support staff across the Trust, and I look forward to warmly welcoming many of you into our hospitals. Congratulations to you all.
Hello everybody, I'm absolutely delighted to have this opportunity to say a few words as Deputy Programme Director of the MBBS and having been Interim Director during this academic year. I say these words myself, but I'm very proud to represent a large team of people who teach, who manage, who assess, who organise, who support and supervise on the programme in so many different ways. And in so many settings, so in our universities, at our partner hospital sites, as we've just heard, and in so many GP practices and other community settings. And many of my colleagues who work on the MBBS here online with us today. So the MBBS programme sits right at the core of the medical school's vision. And just to remind you of our vision, it's to produce excellent doctors, equipped with the knowledge and skills needed to respond to challenges within healthcare and to transform patient care. And for everyone in the fantastic team I work with, it's this that keeps us inspired every day. So every bit of the programme has nudged you a little bit closer to graduating, to qualifying, and very soon to being a very valued part of the NHS workforce as you go forward and join the foundation programme. So we worked really hard to create an environment where throughout you have been able to challenge us. And we've challenged you to think and to learn independently, to be thoughtful, to be critical in the positive sense, to be inquisitive, to be considered, kind and compassionate. We've worked together on all of this to provide an exceptional medical education, even in times, especially this year, where it has been so difficult. And even though it has been tricky at times, it's your resourcefulness, your self-regulation and your persistent hard work that's paid off and brought you here to this point. So we are so proud to have been on this journey with you. As many of you know, I came from admissions and I met many of you at open days, at the admissions interviews. So I've known some of you and I've known of many more of you for a long time. And I'm fairly sure I can remember some of the things said at those events. So back then, some of you will have been quite tentative. The immediate goal then was just to get a place at medical school. And I'm guessing that thoughts of year 5 or graduation or joining the foundation programme, they would have seemed light years away. So doesn't time fly? But remember, you were also altruistic, you were enthusiastic, and you were eager for change. And since then, it's been a real pleasure to see you grow and develop into the confident clinicians that you are today, and to hear so many positive reports from colleagues around the school. You will join the NHS at a very challenging time. So staff are very tired, and for many, it feels like they've been on a non-stop 16-month tour of duty. Behind managing the COVID-19 pandemic, pressures are obviously rising and the service is stretched. It's exceptional doctors like you that will now join the NHS workforce to meet the challenge ahead. It's about to become real, and you'll soon be working as doctors. You are ready, and I know that you will do it well, and with confidence and compassion. Finally, that chance to practice. People will trust you, and you will repay that trust. It's so important to look after yourself as well as your patients, but never forget the very privileged position you're in as a doctor and the respect that people have for doctors. So many, many congratulations on this day from all of us who work on the MBBS programme. All the very best for your careers. Please do keep in touch with the school and, where appropriate, with individual tutors or other members of staff. It is always appreciated, and we will always be interested to hear how you're doing. So I would now like to introduce Dr. Vasily Crispy as student orator, who will deliver the message on behalf of graduates.
Thank you very much, Dr. Doherty. Distinguished guest, faculty, proud families and friends, and most importantly, graduating class of 2021. I am immensely honored to be virtually here today on behalf of my fellow graduates. Thank you very much to those who are joining us today and to those who will be watching the recording of this ceremony at a later date. In 2014, when I was beginning to apply for medicine, my father shared a quote by Samuel Johnson, which has been a driving force to my work and achievements throughout medical school, and which, to this date, is still hanging written above my desk in my bedroom in Sicily. Few things are impossible to diligence and skill. Great works are performed, not by strength, but perseverance. In writing this speech, I've truly come to appreciate the meaning of these words in relation to our long and sometimes arduous journey in medicine, especially during the past 18 months. In fact, most of us will have already faced both easy times and numerous difficulties. Nonetheless, whilst these also helped shaping the future clinicians we are becoming, let us not forget the positive moments, such as receiving our admission offer, the new friendships, the first time we truly felt like doctors, and many more. Therefore, although we cannot celebrate in person, everyone's presence today truly emphasizes the significance of this moment, the sense of community we have developed, and the resilience demonstrated by both students and staff. If we have ever worked together in any capacity, you will have heard me describe Hall York as opportunity, and I wish to do so one more time before graduating. When I joined the cohort in 2015, we were coming from such diverse cultural and academic realities, and I was astonished by the inclusive and inspirational environment I had found myself in. I remember the excitement of the first BBL session and the support from our tutors. I remember the first anatomy lecture with Professor Peter Bazira and then being taught by Dr. Catherine Saunders, who will both spark my passion for anatomy, which eventually led me to pursue a master's degree in clinical anatomy 3 years later. I recall working in Dr. Antonius Masaka's laboratory on my first ever research project, and the immense contribution played by Mr. George Spink and Professor Mahmoud Lubani to my surgical and academic development. And lastly, I cannot fail to mention the incredible support I and many students have received from all academic and university and SLO teams. But ultimately, this doesn't want to be a comprehensive list. It's just a starting point. As we have progressed through medical school, each of us has their own list of people who have supported and inspired them, forming both professional and personal bonds. And as such, to everyone who played such an important role in our lives and academic journey, I want to say thank you. Across the years, I've had the privilege of holding several positions at Hall York, having the immense pleasure and challenge to see the school and its community grow and evolve. And this year, I was also elected to the executive of the BMA Medical Students Committee. Amongst all matters dealt with, there was one common theme: the resilience and determination of medical school students across the country, driving change in education and training. Therefore, while still being at an early stage of my career, I dare to share with you 4 lessons learned during my time at the BMA and at Hall York. First, be your true self. Starting medical training as a gay foreign man, I recognize how I've always, without an exception, failed to blend in, and I'm proud of that, despite having been made to feel unwelcome in some settings. Swimming against the current can be hard at first, but I do assure you that you will eventually find like-minded individuals, and you will run the risk of becoming a role model for others. Second, celebrate adversity. In medicine, we often fail to recognize the failures that we leave behind. My mailbox will tell you about the dozens of rejected submissions or applications for jobs. Personally, I've also struggled with my sexuality, fought with my mental health, and consider leaving medicine. So I urge you to speak about adversity, to normalize it, and let's ask for help. As a side effect, I'm confident that we will learn to support one another and perhaps even become more resilient together. Third, be hard on your opinions. For everyone's sake, I will slightly change this, but a famous saying asserts that opinions are like noses. Everyone has one. An Australian comedian also adds that opinions differ significantly from noses, in that yours should be constantly and thoroughly examined. We must think critically and not just about ideas of others. Be hard on your beliefs. Be intellectually rigorous. Identify your biases, your prejudice, your privilege. Fourth and last, be a leader. Stop apologizing for being the younger trainee in the room. Your views and opinions matter. You matter. As we enter the NHS workforce, we're part of a new generation of trainees who are driving change in culture, clinical practice, and research. Be determined and ambitious. I personally don't believe in long-term dreams, but in the passionate pursuit of short-term goals. If you focus too far in front of you, you won't see the shiny opportunity in the corner of your eye. If you are questioning whether you are a leader, you probably already are one. As we cross the finish line today, one of many yet to come, I wish to remind you of Samuel Johnson's words, which I've seen embodied in my fellow graduates today and in other colleagues across the country. And I do really hope that these words may also inspire you to reflect, to grow, to lead, and to heal, because this is what we've learned to do at Hall York. Good luck to all my fellow colleagues, and thank you for indulging me. I will now pass to my fellow graduate, Dr. Hannah Mullins, who will lead the WMA Declaration of Geneva.
Thank you, Dr. Crispy. I'd now like to ask all of my fellow graduates to unmute their mics and turn their cameras on, and follow me as we read the WMA Declaration of Geneva. I'll give everyone a few seconds just to unmute their mics and turn on their cameras. As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honour and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely and upon my honour. Congratulations to all my fellow graduates. Please could I ask you now to turn off your cameras and microphones for the remainder of the ceremony. I'd now like to pass over to Professor Una McLeod for some closing remarks.
Thank you, and first of all I want to extend my congratulations to all the new doctors on this call. It's a very special time of your life when you become a doctor. We're delighted to share it with you, even if it is virtually rather than in person. The last part of medical school for you, the class of 2021, has been hugely impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, as others have already reflected. And as they've said, it's a credit to your perseverance and resilience that you're graduating here today, despite the challenges you've faced. So it's a particularly special celebratory moment. And I've just got 3 thoughts for you as you leave us, and they're all, not surprisingly, influenced by the pandemic. First of all, we're all shaped by our experiences, and so you will forever be shaped by your time here, and perhaps particularly by the last 15 months or so. The end of your 4th year and your 5th year was not the experience you wanted, nor was it the experience we wanted for you. But thanks to your own extraordinary efforts and those of your teachers, our support teams, and with the huge help of our clinical sites, you've met all the outcomes you need to become doctors and set you on the path of a career in medicine. And you will have all learnt things during that time that you can take with you into your futures. During this pandemic, we've all experienced the feeling of being in a set of circumstances we haven't chosen and the feeling of powerlessness to change them. That's not dissimilar to the emotions that many people feel when they are ill. So you'll be able to relate to that feeling of powerlessness in a way you might not have been able to do pre-pandemic. Many of you too have perhaps for the first time experienced loneliness and how overwhelming that feeling can be. And sadly, loneliness is too often a bedfellow of illness and old age. And most of you will spend a lot of your time, a lot of your working lives with older people. So I was reflecting that it may very well be true that you're all equipped in a way no medicine class before you has been to empathise with your patients when they're at their most helpless and most scared. And you can make a difference to them. You can provide answers to their questions. You can remove some of their uncertainty. You can demonstrate to them that you care. You can ensure that they get the best and most appropriate treatment. And not only are we shaped by our experiences, of course, as part of that, we're shaped by the people we meet. And you'll have been shaped by your fellow students, your teachers, the staff in the school and the clinical sites, and I hope most of all by the patients you've met. And from now, as you set off on your journey of lifelong learning, your patients will be your greatest teachers. They'll teach you about themselves, they'll teach you about their illnesses and the impact these illnesses have on them, they'll teach you about the extremes of human behaviour and experience. The privilege of medicine is that you will see people at their most vulnerable and they will show you the capacity of human nature. Sometimes you'll see human nature at its worst as you deal with victims of abuse and crime, but more often you'll see it at its best. You'll meet people whose lives have been dominated by sadness and pain and ill health and disability, who every day deal with the grind of responding to these things in ways that seem to them to be ordinary, but demonstrate the enormous capacity of the human spirit to deal with difficulty and loss. And you'll also meet people who struggle to deal with those things and for whom life is very hard and who need you to help them. And I guarantee to you, all of you will meet some extraordinary people along the way, people who are living out ordinary lives but have responded to life's challenges in extraordinary ways, people who every day carry with them burdens, sometimes tremendous burdens, but they live fulfilling lives focused not on themselves but on their families and wider networks. And you can make a difference to them. You can make it easier for them, one patient at a time. The second thing I wanted to remind us all about is simply the value of public service. The pandemic has shone a bright light on public service, the value of which is now clearer than it's ever been before. And that includes, of course, frontline health and social care workers, but also researchers, educators, all those that play their part to make sure services work. And never has the public sector needed more principled, caring, compassionate doctors than it does now. And from now, you're part of that public service family. And thirdly, last year, when we were in the early months of the pandemic, I reminded the graduating class of the importance of kindness. It had seemed to me then that one of the positive enduring stories of the pandemic would be the kindness shown by health and social care workers around the world. The story seems perhaps more confusing as the months have passed, but I still think that the kindness that healthcare workers have shown during this pandemic, sometimes at considerable risks to themselves, should be the dominant story. Your patients need your medical skills and knowledge that you have learned here and will continue to learn throughout your lives, but all of them also need kindness from you. And let me suggest to you, as you start your careers as doctors, that what separates out doctors who are worth remembering from competent doctors is their ability to show kindness. So I hope you choose to be one of those doctors that are worth remembering. As you leave medical school at a time when the NHS is recovering from now 3 waves of coronavirus, you're facing a huge challenge. We know the coming winter, your first winter at work, will be very hard, but grasp the challenge, live up to the ideals of the NHS you have learned here. And I think you all will, because I think you're well set up to do this because of the spirit of our ethos here. You're excellent communicators, critical thinkers, excellent problem solvers with a deep sense of compassion and care. And you're different because you've seen firsthand what a difference good quality healthcare can make in a deprived and an often neglected area of the country. And I sincerely hope that, having studied medicine in an area with significant social deprivation, that many of you will choose career paths taking you to similar areas where you can especially make a difference to people's lives. And so as you leave medical school, equipped to deal with this pandemic, take the time to be kind to your patients. You'll be there at the most anxious moments of their lives. Be kind to each other. You'll be under a lot of pressure. Be the colleague that others remember as kind, willing to offer a hand when you see others struggling. And be kind to yourself. None of us get it right all of the time. Take time off, spend time with your family and friends. Take time to think, to enjoy this world. If good comes from this pandemic, it will be our society evaluating what really matters. It's not wealth or possessions, it's humanity that binds us together. So I wish you well in your careers, and especially over the next few weeks as you start working. Stay well, stay safe, and be kind. And now we're going to play some concluding messages from your teachers, medical school staff, and our partners.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Your task is have a fantastic career. Your time starts now.
Many, many congratulations to the class of 2021. You've had quite a journey, certainly over the last 18 months, and you've done incredibly well to get through and to graduate. I've known some of you since I was your PBL or skills tutor in either year 1 or year 2. And it's a fantastic pleasure to see that all your hard work has paid off and that you're successfully graduating, and I'm sure turn out to be wonderful doctors. Very, very well done. I'm really pleased for all of you.
Hello everybody, and congratulations, you've made it. It's been an interesting year and a half in the NHS, an interesting time for your education, but you've done it through thick and thin. You've made it here, so congratulations. It's been a pleasure having you with us for the last 5 or 6 years of your time with HIMSS, and it's always lovely to see you graduate. I'm sorry we can't be all together in person, but here we are in a video link format as we're used to these days. So I'd like to wish you massive luck in your future careers. You're entering the NHS at a very interesting time as we carry on in our continued pandemic, but I'm sure you will rise to the challenge, and I wish you the very best of luck for all of your future endeavours. Thank you.
Hi everyone, congratulations on your graduation. Hope you're having a fantastic day and celebrating all of your achievements. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to wish you lots of love and luck for everything going forward, and know that you will be amazing. Well done.
So congratulations. What a year to graduate. I'm sorry that there isn't a ceremony that you can enjoy today, but I hope today is a really great day for you with friends and the family. You've achieved such a lot. I really enjoyed working with you. It's been great fun, and I hope you're setting off at the beginning of a really fantastic career. So good luck.
Big congratulations to the class of 2021. Medicine is a tough and difficult journey, even at the best of times. But here you are, after surviving a global pandemic, graduating. I hope you're really, really proud of yourselves. I know that we here at Student Support are. Best of luck for your futures, and enjoy celebrating.
Well, despite what the world has thrown at you this year, you've actually managed to get through it, and finally you've got there, you're graduating. I want to send my congratulations to you all. You really deserve it, and well done.
So first and foremost, very many congratulations on your day of celebration for getting through to the end during a pandemic. In fact, in your final exams across the year as a whole, you actually performed slightly better than on average, which is an amazing achievement given the last year or two. So all that remains now is for you to get out there, change medicine, change the world. No pressure, of course, but you're extremely well trained to do so. So again, congratulations, good luck in your future lives, and good luck in your future careers.